Time to take another look at what's happening in this coming year with the National FFA. Hello, once again. I'm Susan Littlefield with the American Ag Network and excited to have the newly elected president of our national organization, Trey Myers. Trey is from the great state of Oklahoma. And first off, congratulations. It has, I'm sure, been a whirlwind couple of weeks for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's been a true honor and a privilege, but the air still, or the dust still hasn't quite settled yet. Still a little bit crazy trying to get my feet back on the ground here in Stillwater to get school finished up. But overall, just a crazy experience this far, and I'm looking forward to what comes next.
So, of course, you are going to school right now in Oklahoma. Tell me a little bit about what you're studying.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm your typical FFA student studying applied exercise science. So I guess I'm a little bit out of the ordinary. So I'm studying applied exercise science, and then upon graduation, my plan as of right now, which is subject to change, I'm planning on going into physical therapy. So kind of a little bit of my background here at Oklahoma State. Once again, not your typical ag student in
Right.
FFA, but still looking forward to what comes next down the road.
Trey, I think you bring up an important point, though, because kids can be an FFA and have goals and aspirations outside of agriculture, but still have that firm ag roots to help them succeed in life.
Absolutely. And my mind initially goes to do two different things. One, I think back to giving prepared public speeches in high school. Whenever I found out there was a contest that people would literally sit and let you talk, I was all in. Like it sounded great to me. So I jumped in, I started doing that. But yes, I was speaking about agricultural topics, but one of the speeches I gave was actually about medicine and a medicine that we've developed through mice. And I really enjoyed it, but those skills that you learn through giving a prepared public speech are still skills that I use every single day and in this interview right now. So yes, it might not be directly involved in agriculture, but the leadership side of our organization can still translate over into day-to-day life. So I'm super thankful for what our organization provides. Even if it's not directly involved in production agriculture, it still can provide you with some awesome benefits.
So well put. Let's reflect back on that moment that you chose to put your name in the hat to run for national office.
Well, the sad part is I almost didn't do it. So, looking back on the last couple of months, I had bumped into one of my friends or one of my mentors here at Oklahoma State. His name's Josiah Cruikshank. I'm sure that name rings a bell for you. He's a past national officer,
Yep.
great human being. And I bumped into him at our state convention here in Oklahoma. Had really no intention of running at this point. And he reached out. He said, "Hey, I think you should really consider and look into this." And at this point, I once again didn't have really all a big intention to run. I didn't really know what it was about, but I kind of started considering it. And then I bumped into the next day at state convention. I bumped into Jack Lingenfelter, which was he was a current national officer at the time, awesome guy, another great human. He said I should look into it, and that kind of started the process, started getting my curiosity a little bit about what this role even entails. So I took that, I prepped for the next couple of weeks and showed up at our state selection process. And then from there, it was kind of a long story. But yeah, here we are now. And I guess the first time I even thought about running was backstage at Oklahoma State FFA convention meeting Josiah Cruikshank for the first time in a long while.
So that moment, I mean, I tell you, I love watching every year, and everybody is linked arm in arm, and that swaying is going on. When you heard from the state of Oklahoma, what went through your mind?
Man, I don't know if anything went through my mind to be fully transparent. I know back before the election even happened, like before that session started, one of the backstage crew, she came out and she told us, "All right, if your name is called, make sure you don't run too fast because the floor is really slick and you might fall." And she was telling me that, and I was like nodding, listening along, completely in full agreement that if my name was called, I was not going to run fast. And then you get in the moment, the music starts playing, your heart starts beating because so much has led to this moment. It's been an emotional roller coaster of a week. And then your name gets called and your mind just goes blank and you take off sprinting. And the floor was very slick, like she mentioned. So I almost fell down. But yeah, looking back on that moment, I don't know if anything ran through my mind at that point. I know my heart rate skyrocketed and I took off sprinting, but I don't know if I could pick one single thought that ran through my mind because I was in quite a bit of shock for a little while after that name was called.
Now, you haven't had a chance to fully gel yet as a national officer team, to which you'll be leading, but you did get a little bit of time, obviously, during that interview process. I'm sure you guys all became better friends, but then to find who you'd be standing on stage with and participating with this next year is amazing.
Yeah, it's super surreal. And we actually did get a little bit of time to gel. So after convention, it's really smart what they do. After convention, you have a little bit of stuff to do at the convention center. And then for the most part, the next couple of days are spent at Camp Trafalgar, which is basically an FFA owned camp here there in Indiana. So you get to be at camp with each other, learning who we are. And so that was really special couple of days for all of us. The team gets along great. We're all super rooted in the same things. So looking forward to obviously serving FFA members and meeting people all across the country this year, but also super excited for this new family of 5 people that I just added that will be friends and family for a very long time.
Well, Trey, tell me a little bit about what maybe some of your personal goals are as you look at this next year as president of National FFA.
If we could fast forward to convention or maybe a little bit past convention, if they're still talking about Trey Myers, then I did something absolutely wrong. My overall goal this year is how can I leave this organization and overall this year a better place, this world a better place than when I found it. So that'd be my number one goal. Is I hope no one's talking about me a year from now, and I hope they're talking about the change that's happened in the organization. But 2, if I could narrow it down into one specific thing that is really important to me that I'm going to try to accomplish this year. I've been saying that I want to bring small group 19 to people all across the country. And what I mean by that is my epicenter in the FFA. I did start in the 8th grade, but I didn't really get super involved until I attended alumni leadership camp. And for those of you guys listening to this, alumni leadership camp is Oklahoma FFA summer camp. And it's super, super special. It means a lot to me and just a very special place. Well, at my first ever alumni camp, I obviously love the people, high energy. It was just awesome. But everything kind of changed whenever I got put into a small group for the first time. And we were small group 19. So that's kind of where that comes from. But over the course of about 3 days, we got really close with each other. And on the 3rd night, there was a little bit of a deeper small group session where we all got super, super close. And it's crazy to see that 3 days ago, these people were complete and utter strangers, had no idea what each other's names even were. And then you fast forward to the end of camp and you're connected in a way that is still difficult to put into words. And I think we're missing that in today's world. I think we live in the most connected yet disconnected society ever in human history. And so if I could sum up my goal this year in one little sentence, it'd just be, how can I bring small group 19 to small group 19 to FFA members all across the country?
Well, that is very exciting. What a great opportunity. Because I think especially when you're beginning an FFA, there's a lot of uncertainties and you don't know exactly how you belong in this blue corduroy picture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. I know that you got to head to class because your class time is going to be wrapping up very shortly. Real quick, though, let's talk about what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks heading into the new year for you and your team.
Okay. Yeah. So they pretty much give us about 2.5 weeks off, which it seems like it's off, going into convention. I thought if I got elected, man, my schedule is going to turn way down. It's going to be nice. I can finally relax because it's been a crazy 3 months for me. And that could not have been further from the truth. We come back home and you have to figure out somehow how you're going to turn 4 or 5 weeks of school into about 2.5. So it's been a little bit hectic, like you mentioned, but yeah, we're supposed to finish up class by, my calendar's right here. I'm looking at it. We're supposed to finish up by about the 27th or 28th so we can go back to Indianapolis. So I'll be on a plane. Actually, me and JL Cruikshank, one of my teammates, we're driving back to Indianapolis because she goes to Stillwater too. So we're driving back on the 29th. And then from there, it's go, go, go mode for a little while. We're going to be doing training up in Indianapolis for the first part of the year. So yeah, mainly the next couple of weeks is just school, trying to get life wrapped up here in Stillwater. And then the year begins once we get back to Indianapolis.
Well, wishing you guys the best of luck. And I appreciate you taking some time to talk. And of course, I look forward to our conversations as this next year unfolds.
Yes, ma'am. Me too. I will definitely reach back out if anything comes up, and I'm looking forward to it.
Wonderful. Trey Myers joining us, the new elected National FFA president. By the way, you can catch all the national officer interviews located at AmericanAgNetwork.com. Just click on that special events tab, and you'll find the tab for the National FFA Convention. I'm Susan Littlefield reporting.